You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Fuck yeah. All right, high five. Welcome to episode 2 of the Medium Podcast. You got me, Melissa Nami, and...
Connor Herbst.
Yo. We're dressed like turkeys because it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah, yesterday was Turkey Day.
How's
Or 2 days ago was Turkey Day.
Yes, sir. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like turkey. We've discussed this before.
Yeah.
I like it. Just it's a sandwich meat, in my opinion. So.
A sandwich meat. It only belongs in a deli.
I had a little bit of turkey. Exactly. I had a little bit of turkey to be nice. But then after that, it was all sides.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're just eating mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and stuff.
Other than that, just being rowdy with my family, like usual.
Who is the rowdiest?
Maybe me.
Ooh.
I had energy for some reason.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I might have been the rowdiest.
What's rowdy defined as in the Herbst household?
Loud and too much and in your face.
Hell yeah.
Probably.
That's cool. Loud and too much and in your face.
That's probably what most people see it as.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
How was yours?
It was nice. I ate food, played games, didn't stay up too late. Honestly, was tired and came back. I mean, you want to relax on those days off type of thing. And when you're cooking and doing things, you feel like you don't really get to chill out all the way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But I made my mac and cheese, my specialty mac and cheese.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Freaking awesome.
Big double next time because I didn't get any.
Yeah, you want some?
Yeah.
I got you, brother.
What games did you guys play?
We played Loteria, which
What's
is like
Loteria?
Mexican bingo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does it work pretty much the same way or?
They had different rules when we were playing it. They didn't do like whatever 5 in a row. They did whoever filled out the whole card first. I actually won twice.
Okay. I've played like that before.
Yeah. I started off with $2 and I came out with $5. So I was making some money.
Oh, that's what that
like stealing
that's
candy
what that,
from a Mexican
Instagram story was that I saw. That I
Yeah.
thought you guys were all just like fucking gambling with family.
Yeah.
Which I guess you kind of were. But.
Yep. I was taking money from Chantel's grandma.
Abuelita.
It got pretty competitive. They were having some fun. I had a good time. It took me a minute though because all of the things on the card were in Spanish. So I was asking them to also say the corresponding number just so I could do it a little faster. Otherwise I was spending like 2 minutes looking at the card trying to see what they were saying. Things like that.
You didn't have your like Spanish dictionary app out?
I mean, there's
app?
pictures and like if I could look good enough, I could see the picture. But that's where I messed up because I took like French in high school and shit like that. So I didn't really learn a lot of Spanish until now. And I'm learning like construction Spanish because of work.
You're learning like cuss words and stuff.
Andale cabron.
Exactly.
No.
No, you're actually learning some other stuff too.
Hell
Working
yeah.
in the kitchen, I learned a lot of that, like cussing and like talking shit.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But then after a while, once you get past like the cussing and talking shit phase, when you're talking to people that work in a kitchen, then they start teaching you the real shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, okay, so this is how you say an actual sentence.
Yeah, exactly.
That's always pretty fun.
But I took Spanish in high school. I got D's in it.
Really?
I got a C the first time and a D the second time, but they still moved me on.
Really?
I don't know why. I can't remember what happened there.
You just got white privilege.
That's probably it.
That's what I'm gonna call it.
They were like, you know what? If he was brown, there's no way we would give this.
You
to
tried
him.
hard enough. No, I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's all fun and games in high school language. I don't think anyone actually learns anything because I didn't really hold on to any of my French stuff.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is I was really good at math growing up and like through high school and stuff. And then just recently I was doing math I was helping a child do math. And there was some things I was like, I had to like think back. And this is like second grade math. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait, like how do you do like PEMDAS? I had to like go back and look at it. Went back.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Yeah, it was like I don't remember. Like it's been so long since I've done it that I forgot all of it. And I've never used it.
I've always thought it was kind of funny how teachers used to use different type of like acronyms or songs in order to get you to memorize things. Like, okay, so today's topic that I wanted to talk to you about are specifically like music and comedy, which is actually a pretty fun segue. Like the way I learned the Bill of Rights was my high school sophomore teacher rapping a song about the Bill of Rights.
Was it cringe? Did you recognize it as cringe at that time?
No, I thought it was so tight. My sister's a history teacher. I was like, yo, you should rap this to your students. It was fun. It was like, it went like, speech is fun. And okay, give me a beat. No.
You want me to give you a beat right now?
Try. Ready? Speech
I don't know if that's going to sound good on the
you're right.
Yeah.
It
I
went,
could give you a beat like with my mouth, but I can't beatbox, so it's just going to be embarrassing.
I'll say it like a poem. It was like speech. I'll say it, okay, like a freestyle rap. It was like, speech is fun and number 1, guns for you and number 2, my house ain't free and number 3.
Oh my God, I think I remember that.
Search no
I think I
more
remember
and
you telling me about
4.
this.
Yep. Speak no jive and number 5.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I remembered the Bill of Rights though. I was like, now I know it. Which is like a question, right? Because I
don't remember the Bill of Rights. Not all of it.
No.
You
should have had that lady that rapped.
I should have been rapped to.
Yep.
Damn
you
it.
just remember it, especially because she made us recite it to the class, so we all had to get up in class and freestyle.
Yeah.
She would hit the beatbox, like she had a little speaker, and you rapped it.
What grade did you say this was in again?
Sophomore year, high school.
Yeah, no, I had a cool teacher, so I learned like cool shit.
You didn't learn that.
I didn't get rapped to about the Bill of Rights though. Well, I had Jack's mom.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
So like she was actually like,
she knew it was stupid.
Well, not much so that it's I already had like, you know, I've known her before that for like 10 years before I had her as a teacher because she's my next door neighbor.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of her class was like her teaching me about things that she felt actually were applicable, not like completely along with standardized stuff. It was like more than that, which was really cool. But yeah, and she never rapped to me the Bill of Rights, so I'm gonna have to come after her.
Well, I'll help you out. I'll rap it to you later.
Okay.
It's just you know, like in general with music and comedy. I mean, that's kind of humorous that she rapped to her class, right?
Yeah.
She wrote this song, and that's kind of like what I have here is both arts are written and then performed. You know, with music, I feel like, and I'm not a musician, but it feels like music is typically fine-tuned solo. It's written solo, it's composed solo, you put it together, and then you get your feedback versus comedies, you know, it's the same thing. It's written, it's created solo, but a lot of the fine tuning occurs when you're getting feedback from an audience.
Yeah. And okay, so with the music being fine tuned solo most of the time, that can be true nowadays, especially, but back a while, I mean, even still, like with a lot of solo artists, they're still using producers and that kind of thing. So there's usually some sort of team, whether it be like, you know, like say like an artist that just, you know, like goes in the room and makes all their stuff and produces it themselves as well, mixes it and sends it out. Sure. But sometimes there are people around, like producers and stuff, that will actually help them to mix their craft and make it sound better.
Yeah.
So it's not always 100% solo, but I do know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is. It's what am I trying to say here? It being solo is definitely a way for it to come out of one energy, which like really, really helps to define the actual emotion for the song. And then a lot of times there are bands that will come in and they work together and they get that positive feedback from each other.
Yes.
As like a band, they can back and forth off of each other. And then for comedy, the positive feedback has to come from the people that you aren't working with. And that's so much harder. In my opinion, that's way harder than being able to get feedback off of other musicians that you're working with. I mean, I guess you do get that with other stand-up comics too, in a way, right?
In my experience, the other comics aren't paying attention to me.
Okay.
For the most part, they're in their heads. They're getting something prepared. I don't take it in an offensive type of way. It's not like I need them to pay attention to me. They're not saying my peers aren't who I'm performing for, but I'm not going to take it personally when they're consumed in the act they're also about to put on themselves.
Okay,
but
but you're understanding of it because you understand they're getting in the zone for their set.
Yeah, because I'm anxious as fuck before too.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I can relax and kind of pay attention once I've gone, like in the open mic setting, once I've gone up and done my thing. You know what I mean? In a show setting, it's a little different because it's a set list. I'm ideally prepared. Things like that kind of come up. But it's more like feedback that I get kind of confused with music, right? Because so many times, like, I mean, how do I say this in a way that doesn't sound like I'm talking like mad crap, but like, you know, if let's use, you know, one of a band that we both love, we've both seen live, the Arctic Monkeys.
Okay.
You know, let's say we were seeing Arctic Monkeys, we'll say the AM album, the self-titled album, which they kind of still sounded somewhat true to themselves, the Arctic Monkeys that we knew. And if they came up on stage at the last show we had seen and been like, hey, this is a single from our new album, and we heard some of the stuff that Alex Turner's putting out now, I don't think the crowd would have
No, I mean,
vibe to that.
And you know, I was already pretty iffy on AM as it was.
Yes, you were harsh on it.
I was very harsh on it, yeah. And you know, like, what are you gonna do? It just wasn't my cup of tea. My mug
Cup
of tea. It was
on that one.
Wait, a little side note. Are you upset that that you can't fuck M&Ms anymore?
What do you mean? What?
Did you hear about all that stuff?
Who's what?
When they were doing
Who's fucking an M&M?
when they were doing
When have I ever fucked an M&M?
Okay, let me explain where I was coming from on that one. All right. So there was you remember, I think it was the red M&M. That is, let me see the red M&M. No, not the red M&M. It was the green one. Yeah, the green one, the one on the inside there. You can't see it, but the green M&M, she's like a lady.
Yep.
But then they were like doing something with her gender through the
They gave her
commercials
pants,
or something.
right?
Yeah, something weird, and they were like, "Oh, why are they trying to make the green M&M gender neutral?" And everybody was like freaking out about it. And it's like, did you guys all want to fuck her? Or what? It's a cartoon version of a green M&M.
It was just the guy who invented M&Ms. He's like eating the bag, and just a green one alone came out, and he just kind of got a little too excited.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh,
this one's definitely the lady M&M.
I'm gonna give this one eyelashes.
Exactly. This one kind of turns me on.
Because I'm looking at her right now. She has eyelashes. She does have red lips. All of the other ones do not have. The green M&M is inside my cup.
Yeah.
That could be taken wrong.
Yeah, she likes to be in there because she likes. Never mind.
And her shoes are high heels. Her shoes are high heels, so she is effeminate for sure.
She's effeminate, and she's sexy. She's supposed to be sexy. She's the sexy M&M.
Yep. No, definitely.
And people were really mad that they couldn't fantasize about fucking her anymore.
That's pretty wild. I didn't know that was a thing.
Conservatives were out there. Like Tucker Carlson on Fox News did like a 45-minute rant on that shit.
Well, we should honestly try to figure out like what the. I'm all trying to think about it now. Like what was the marketing behind it? It was 3 M&Ms that were all just trying to like gang up on the green one.
Yeah.
Those were the commercials all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty much the full entire like M&M lore. It's like it all leads up to a gangbang. We're just waiting for that final episode.
And that's how we got M&M minis.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Anyways, what were we talking about for?
I'm saying like if Alex Turner came out, we were like at a punk show, and he comes out and he's like, "I'm going to sing about myself," and I don't know what the fuck he sings about now.
And grease my hair back like I'm in Greece. Yeah.
To me, I'm like, how does a musician know if they're bombing? Like, because to me, if he did that, like, I know this situation didn't really happen.
He's never gonna bomb. That's why he's doing it.
What do you mean?
All of his newer fans, they're younger now.
Oh, okay. So specifically
they only
him.
know him like a lot of people like know AM, and that's all like most that they know, which is crazy. It makes me feel old because Arctic Monkeys to us was like British punk.
I'm trying to remember the name of the album that I love the most. Is just so long. It's like whatever you think I am, that's whatever I'm not, or whatever.
Just something like that.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Excuse me.
But like, if an album whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not. That was a freaking awesome album.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, so aside from Alex Turner, if any type of artist goes up, or like a solo artist, they create a song before they give it to an audience, how do they know that? Like, is there such thing as a bomb in music? Like, do you know do you understand what a bomb is in comedy?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. That happens all the time. Like, a lot of artists will put out, like, they'll try and experiment, and they'll put out like an album that, you know, their fan. It depends on what side you're looking from, right? So you can look from a long-time fan side, or you can look from a new listener side.
Yeah.
So a new listener might not know that it's a bomb because that's the first thing they're hearing from this band, and they might like it. But for the old fans, they might think, this is not what I'm used to. This is not what I expect from this band.
Yeah.
They experimented, yes, but I don't like the way they went with it. I wanted this type of stuff that they play. So that could be a bomb.
What they're used to, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So bombing in music, how would you define it? Like, I would say, in
anything that people don't like. Just the same way with
just
like
if
your
no one
jokes.
claps at the end?
It's not even no one claps. I mean, music is a little bit different because it's a lot of times when you play a song live, people don't clap every time afterwards, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean it wasn't a good song. Maybe they're waiting for you to go into your next song. It depends on like how you have it set up. If you have it set up for you to play a song and then just like step back and like look at the audience and expect an applause after every time, then then maybe you'll get an applause.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't think it's indicative of how good the music was, unless it's like people are like, oh shit, like, yeah, like yelling shit, you know what I mean? And, like one thing that you always see is there's this meme online. It's like a band meme type of thing where you're playing music on stage and you see a fan or like another musician in the crowd and they're looking at you like this. That's how you know you fucking killed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the feedback that you get after the show.
Can you show the camera that face real quick?
It's the feedback that you get after the show.
If someone was looking at me like that during a show, I'd be like, this person wants to kill me.
I know, right? But it's like the stank face, like, ooh, did he just play that? Ooh, you know what I mean? Like, it's more like that.
When there's like a juicy little riff or something like that. No, I got you.
But I'd say 90% of the time, the feedback that you get from music that really makes it good is when you see the crowd move, and second of all, what you hear afterwards. Like what people tell you about it. How many people are willing to reach out to you and tell you did a good job?
Yeah,
is a thing too. I mean, there's always outliers and stuff, so it's never going to be the same. But yeah,
that makes sense. I feel like in comedy, when I like personally speaking, when I'm bombing, I feel like I'm incapable of connecting with the audience.
Okay.
And it's like not only am I. It's like I can't blame them for not understanding what I'm trying to say. It's like I'm lacking the conviction to convey what I'm trying to say or what I want to say.
Yeah.
Right. And no, I don't want to go out there with no conviction. Every single time I go out, I do my current personal best, but in music, there's definitely an energy. And I feel like I've gone to live shows and I've seen a band where the energy was lacking versus like an artist where the energy was just right there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, like when you're on stage, is there, because I'm aware when that's happening. And, I'm like, I'm not entirely sure it's like my lack of conviction, but it's like, oh my God, there's a lack of connectivity here. And I begin to flounder. Does anything like that happen with you if you mishit a note or get off tempo or anything like that?
I would say it's almost the opposite in a way for music than it is a comedy, because in comedy, you are trying to connect to the audience. In music, I'm trying to, I guess it could go either way, because like in a lot of ways, you're trying to make the audience connect with you as well.
Yeah,
right?
the community property exists.
So with music, what me and Ashton used to do in a way that I think it was kind of unspoken, but we kind of both understood how this kind of works. We wanted to bring the audience into our energy. We were not even looking at the audience half the time. You know what I mean? It's like we're bringing all of our energy out from the ground right now and throwing it through speakers and making you fucking be a part of what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted. We wanted to make people a part of what we were doing, not be a part of what the crowd wants us to do. But with stand-up comedy, you have to play into your crowd.
I disagree with that.
Really?
I mean, personally for me, I say a lot of things. A lot of the things I say, I wouldn't even say are my true opinions, but like I say what I think is funny, and my challenge is saying it in a way where someone who doesn't necessarily hold the same sense of humor as me will receive it as funny as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
They'll admit.
So
I want them to be ashamed if it's not their sense of humor. I want them to be ashamed that they're laughing at it.
Okay, I like that.
And there's a sense of pride in that because it's like you change that person in that moment. Like they break down their guard You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, I like that. Yeah, you're trying to break down their guard.
To me,
but you're also pandering to taking down their guard, which I wouldn't say is just like you develop your comedy around the audience at all. Like, but there is a little tiny percentage of that going on there.
I'd use the comparison. It's like a metal band achieving, like a metal band being able to get a classical music fan to enjoy one of their songs.
Yeah.
You know, it's not necessarily the sound, but you see what they're doing.
Yeah.
You understand they're
playing classical music really, really fast.
Yeah, and really, really freaking loud, bro. But there's something there where someone can listen to a song where it's not necessarily like, and that's where I'm going to say sense of humor and taste in music. It's like, I don't love like pop music, but there's like a pop song every now and then where I'm like, you know what, damn, that's a tasty little beat.
Yeah.
And I want to listen to it every now and then. And I feel like that's the same thing as like getting somebody to laugh at a joke about religion. Someone who would, you know, typically find it blasphemous if they're able to giggle at that for a minute.
Yeah. Make them feel bad about themselves. That's your goal. I'm just kidding. No, but like, yeah, no, that is I've never really thought about it like that. The way that you put it, that you're trying to like break them down a little bit into being.
This is what I like. I want you to see it too.
Yeah. You're in a way you are bringing them into your energy as well.
Yeah,
for sure. You know,
yeah.
and
that's in my delivery and everything like that.
I guess it's just way more similar than we thought.
It is. No, that's one of the things that I was trying to like understand too, and it's, you know, when you're up there and you're performing, like you're saying, it's not always like, you know, I don't necessarily, like, no one claps after every joke you say or after whatever, but you start dancing with the audience to a degree. It's like you start an unspoken agreement, and if you're able to keep that going, then they're on board with you.
Yeah.
You know, and as an artist, a musical artist, I'd imagine that comes in the term of like motion, movement.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely.
If you see the crowd, whether it's swaying, getting into it, you know, if you see a mosh pit forming and people still dancing around it, you see variations of the energy coming together and forming what is the audience.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the same thing with comedy. The people that are moaning and groaning along with the people that are laughing, it's energy that's coming off of one another.
Yeah.
And it creates this, it's like a living organism in that room for a moment.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, everybody's a part of the same experience, so therefore they're a part of the same energy bubble.
It's true unity. That's how I see live performances, at least.
Until someone wants to be a dick. Go to any metal show.
I know, I've been there. Do you the I guess the plus side is, you know, as in the comedy standpoint, if I happen to be in the area, and I mean, I'm no good at this yet because I'm still lacking I'm going to just say like flat out the experience, because like I said, I begin to flounder sometimes, but like I have this set, which is like a little dirtier, a little darker. I have a cleaner stuff, whatever. And if I realize that the audience isn't vibing with that, then to a degree I can switch it up a little bit.
That's kind of cool.
You know what I mean?
Do you have like transitions for your switch?
You know, I just I don't know why.
We'll figure out in post if we cut that out or not. God damn.
I try not to attack the audience the way I just.
Oh, that's gonna sound even funnier if we bleep it.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Love you.
Yep, I love you too, man. No, I mean, as far as adjusting, no, I think there's a dance that happens when a joke bombs, and the crowd, everybody in the crowd knows, like, oh, that didn't go how she expected.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And to me, I try not to attack the crowd. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you don't like that. Like sometimes that's where my mind goes. But I try to think fast, Sometimes it's hard. I usually my go-to when that happens is like pull out a safe one, which isn't like safe as in clean or anything like that. My safest jokes are like actually some of my dirty ones, but I know 9 times out of 10 they help
because they get the crowd every time.
Yeah, they get people laughing.
They're not the safest because they're the cleanest jokes. They're the safest because they're the dirty ones that people like usually like. Okay, that makes sense.
How about you in music?
Like when it comes to like a song or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know. Because since when I was like playing like live shows and stuff, it was, you know, Ashton on guitar. We were a 2-piece. So it was just me and Ashton. I played drums and he played guitar. And we had no vocals or anything like that. It was really just like he would write guitar structure and I'd play drums to it.
Yeah.
And I didn't give a fuck. I was having fun. You know what I mean? And we were doing odd time signatures and stuff. So I was like learning a lot. And I guess when it comes to like my solo stuff, it would be like I can usually tell when it's bad, and I just won't. I'll just delete. I won't delete it. Everything that I've ever recorded is on my computer still. It's on my backup hard drives. Every song that I've ever done, I have hundreds. Yeah. That are just like all shit, right? And then I just have like a couple here that I just like, I find like, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cute. I'll fucking throw it up, you know? This is kind of cool. Play like, around with it. Yeah. This, just put it up on SoundCloud or something. Like, I don't know. I don't, you know, I want to release albums. I have a few things that I want to release, but I just need, I need to get them better mixed. Need to get them better mixed. Yeah. Or re-record a lot of them too. That's
where I feel like it's harder with music because it's oftentimes that we're our own biggest critic. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when I'm writing or I'm getting something ready, most of the time I'm like, oh, I hate this, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw it at the wall, see if it sticks. And when I get that audience feedback at an open mic, it's either reaffirming or it's like, okay, I know this is either I'm not ready to try to develop this idea, I hate this idea, or whatever it is, right? And then you can kind of build it from there. But as an artist, a musical artist, you're often criticizing your own work a lot of the times before you even show it to anybody.
And even while you're showing it to people, and even after it's been out for months, you're still criticizing it.
And that's wild.
Yeah, I mean that's
hard. That's challenging.
I think that a lot of people feel differently about it. There's a lot of people that can settle with their music and be happy with it forever. You know. Yeah. I'm not one of those people. Like I can't even settle with something that I like. Yeah. I'll like something for 2 months and I get listener's ear, which means I listen to it so much that I'm picking every little bad thing out of it. I mean, it's starting to sound bad. It's like the sound starts to sound off. The song starts to sound off pitch and stuff, even though it's not, like stuff like that. It's really weird. But a lot of musicians I know have gone through that. But it's one of the biggest reasons I never post anything is because I have a hard time settling. And then once I have finally settled on it, I've already moved on to something else that I'm working on. I don't care about that past thing anymore.
I got that.
So then I just have like a bunch of songs racked up that are never released.
When you said odd time signatures, can you explain musical timing and what odd time signatures are?
To the best of my ability, I'll try and keep it short.
Yeah, give it like music for dummies.
So most pop songs that anybody would listen to, right, is in 4. So like 4/4. So it's 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Most songs you ever listen to, right? Especially pop songs.
A 1 2 3 4. How many beats per minute is that?
It depends. So you when you're on that's just how many beats in a bar. Oh, so okay. 4 beats in a bar or in a measure, and then
those
after
are
that,
some bars.
Those are some freaking bars. Those 4 bars. And then when it comes to the tempo, that's just how fast it's going. Okay. So it's 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 or 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Still the same amount of notes in that measure or beats in that measure, but
you can snap or really fast. That was impressive.
Wait, really? Oh yeah.
Now you're just showing.
You kind of have to, you know, when you're sitting there just like thinking along to a melody and being like, okay, or you can pat your leg. Yeah. But when it comes to odd time signatures, it's you're adding a beat in a measure or something like that. So like 5/4 would be 5 beats in a measure. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I wanted to raise the tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. It's just adding beats to measures or going over a little bit. So like, 4, 4, 5, 4 is just 4, 4 with an extra beat kind of.
Okay.
But then after, I'm not going to I won't get into too much.
It doesn't
after
need
that.
to be too, because I mean, as a person who's not musical, I've always kind of taken beats per minute as like an organizational tool for artists. Is that a proper way of seeing it, or is that not a very good way of seeing that?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all music theory isn't just an organizational tool for communication amongst musicians.
Yeah.
And writing and just general organization, just like keeping everything, like you'd be able to transcribe it so you remember it for later, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely an organizational tool.
I was listening to this, he's a popular, I believe he's an English comedian. His name is Jimmy Carr, and he was trying to make the not argument, but he was trying to make the point that he believes comedy and spoken word is best received by an audience at 92 beats per minute.
Oh yeah. We talked about that.
I was really confused about that because I'm trying to understand like cadence of speech and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't believe I speak I mean, I don't know what 92 beats per minute sounds like.
It's slower.
Is it?
It's a little slower, yeah.
Okay.
But when it comes to speech patterns, that's the thing. I'm not an expert on this, so
Yeah.
I don't know how fast the average person talks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's pretty weird because there's a lot of cultures that talk faster than slower. Like you go to New York, New Jersey, they talk pretty fast. You come out to California, and we all talk pretty dang slow for the most part.
Yeah.
So I think it just varies. And then when it comes to like different mediums, I know some people say that, oh, you want to record an EDM song at the same average BPM of someone's heartbeat, like stuff like that. Like people say all these
That's
things
kind
all
of
the
slow
time.
though, because like my heart beats 55 beats per minute average because I'm a healthy individual.
But then you double it.
Double it?
And it still hits on those beats.
Boom, tsk, boom, tsk, boom, tsk.
So if you say, what, 55?
Yeah.
So let's say 110 BPM. And then, you could double it to 220.
And I'm dancing my freaking brains off, man.
It all matches up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess. I understand. I mean, I thought that was an interesting thing because I don't think anything I'm saying at any given time matches a particular beat per minute. So that's why when me and you were talking, I was like, oh, I tell my jokes in odd timing, which just also happens to be most of my favorite bands are odd timing bands.
Yeah.
Is that what you would call them? What would you call them?
A lot of people like to call them math rock.
Math
or
rock.
prog rock.
Prog rock.
Rush is technically a prog rock band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rush is dope.
Yeah, Neil Peart used to play in odd time signatures all the time. Even Led Zeppelin, the drummer from Led Zeppelin,
I
John
love
Bonham,
Led
used to play in
Zeppelin.
odd time signatures. What's that?
I said, I love Led Zeppelin.
Yes, I do.
All right. I also thought it was pretty interesting with comedy and music because I would say that it's actually two mediums that somehow find one another quite harmoniously. And
What do you mean by that?
well, there's a lot of artists that are comedy musicians.
That's true. Yeah.
You know,
totally.
like Afro Man.
Yeah.
Colt 45 is one of the funniest songs. You play that song for anyone, and if they are not laughing and also bobbing their head at the same time,
Yeah.
they're insane.
There's definitely a way to get to do that. You know what I mean? You have anywhere from like Al Yankovic
Yep.
side of the spectrum, and then, which by the way, let's talk about that movie. Did you see the trailer for the Weird Al Yankovic movie?
I saw that there's a movie coming out. I did not watch the trailer though. No, it's
Okay.
Daniel Radcliffe playing him. Right?
Honestly, it looks pretty funny. I've never been a Weird Al fan, but the movie looks kind of funny because it's like portraying his life as like some super like dramatic, like crazy life.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like
we can watch it together.
It's kind of like a
when it comes.
it's kind of like a parody of his life.
Okay. I don't like going to the movie theaters, so we could watch it when it comes off of the movie theaters.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I like to be able to pause and use the bathroom.
Yeah, that's kind of nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't get that, like rushing and having to like take a shot at what part of the movie you think's most boring. You're like, okay, this is the
when I'm gonna
time.
go. This is when I'm gonna go.
Yeah, sprint over.
You know, wait, you don't bring like I just buy Doritos from the front, and then I eat all the Doritos and
Connor,
I pee
shut
in the bag. Yeah, you're right. I don't do that.
You're gross. Imagine you just leave it there for the person cleaning up, like, oh my God, this is full of warm lemonade. It's all nasty. But it was like, yeah, it's Afro Man. You know, Jack Black does it with Tenacious D.
Yep.
Comedy
And
rock.
Tenacious D, they kill it.
Dude, they rock.
Yeah, they're good.
They rock. Dirt Nasty does it with rap. And I'm going to, like, even current serious artists play around with humor in their songs.
Something that I've noticed a lot more often, especially in rap within the past probably like 10 or so years, maybe a little longer, is the comic relief side.
Yep.
Where, you know, they're rapping all this time, then they throw in one line that just is like, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah.
And then it's like, it laughs, but it's still like, you're still banging your head. You're like, what? All right, whatever, we'll move on.
Yeah, we just go along with it. It's even you know, as far as like old school rap goes, like I would say Ain't No Fun with Snoop Dogg. Like that's a funny song.
Yeah.
Even though they're talking about passing a chick around.
Ain't no fun unless the homies have none.
Dude, but every single verse is hilarious. It's like, because you know that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's funny. Same thing with like Shake That with Slim Shady, where he's like, I said he wants a slut. It's funny.
Well, I think Eminem did that a lot. He had a lot of humor in his music.
It was like, would you say that his funny side was like Slim Shady and Eminem was like the serious rapper?
I think that he wanted to. I can't remember exactly what he said in an interview that I saw one time, but he was saying something about how Slim Shady was kind of just like a shell of him, like just, you know, like his I don't give a fuck side.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of separate himself a little bit from that kind of thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, one was rapping about having a dead body in a trunk, and the other one was rapping
97
about
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same dude, but it's funny how, to me, like popular artists right now kind of blew up from something that was funny.
Yeah.
My favorite examples, like a Doja Cat. Like the first thing I ever saw of her was dressed like a cow. Yes. Bitch, I'm a cow. And now she's at the Grammys. She's selling out arenas.
Yeah, meme culture has really given artists a different way of coming up than most artists have ever received. In you know, most famous musicians didn't come up from, you know, being on the internet and being funny on the internet. You know what I mean?
From a gag video.
Yeah, exactly.
You showed me Sexy Red. Like I'm showing you a song that I think like this song's freaking awesome, bro. This song pops off. And you're like, the only thing I've ever heard was a satire cover of 1,000 Miles by Sexy Red. And I'd never heard it before.
Ba
ba ba ba. Yeah. And it's so good.
That shit cracks me up. I love it.
I'll kill you. It's so good.
You lost your tennis shoe.
Yeah. And it was so good. And I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. But also look at the same thing. She started off, I would say, making a fucking joke.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I think that there's sometimes there's calculation in it too. They know that if they do something ridiculous and comical, that it's going to bring views in, and then they can release their serious stuff. Like, oh, I got your attention.
So you
now.
think they have that
It's
in like the
hook.
back burner?
Yeah, it's like a hook.
Like they're ready for it.
Yeah. If they're
I like
smart,
the funny stuff.
If they're smart about it, that's what they would be doing. You know what I mean? Sometimes maybe they did just make something bad on accident and people laughed at it and they're like, okay, now I'm gonna start making some serious shit.
Have you been keeping up with Doja Cat and kind of her trajectory lately?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I've kind of fallen off on hip hop and rap a little bit recently. I've fallen off on listening to a lot of stuff recently.
Yeah.
Been listening to just a bunch of movie compositions and video game compositions and stuff. Mostly.
I've been listening to a lot of piano covers of video game soundtracks.
Okay, nice.
They're so pretty.
Yeah, right.
But that's mainly because I'm trying to do a lot of focusing when I'm working and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, no, that is another hard thing though. Is like that's one of the reasons that I listen to that kind of stuff too. Is because if I'm sitting down with a group of friends talking, I don't want there to be a bunch of lyrics that's going to distract me. When I'm like working on some like art or graphic design in any way, I can't listen to music while I'm making music. I have to be making music, you know. But like if I'm doing graphic design, like I'll get distracted by the songs so easily.
Yeah.
And just go into on a tangent in my head thinking about the music, thinking about the song, and I just will stop making the graphic design. So I put on like Minecraft music.
Yeah.
And I'm
Just so
chilling.
that way you're focused and you're able to kind of dial in a little
Yeah.
bit. That
And-
makes sense.
And Minecraft music is the best. For any listeners out there, go listen to it.
Go listen to it.
Please, for me.
What's his name? CP30.
C-
No,
C3PO. C3PO. After they moved. Well, he actually moved to Tatooine, and then he was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make
Okay.
music now."
What was it?
C418.
C418. Okay, I knew it was a Star Wars character.
Minecraft Alpha album is probably a good one to start on. Or Minecraft Beta is good too. They're both good. They're all good. They're all good.
No, yeah, I enjoy kind of melodies like that. Just in the background when I'm working or doing anything, just because I'm still able to focus, and I think music can be used as a tool for focusing. I remember a lot of even like now it's funny because my nieces and nephews, they'll tell me things like, "Oh, gum makes you smarter," and I remember my teachers telling me things like that, like, "Oh, if you chew gum while taking a test, it helps stimulate your brain." Same thing with listening to classical music.
Sorry, did Joe Rogan release the Alpha Brain gum for kids already?
No, it's not a thing.
No, but I wouldn't doubt it.
This was back in the day, and they said it was cinnamon gum. I don't know about it, but dude, I don't know. I've never really. I have when I was taking but when I was taking supplements when I was exercising, the brand that I liked taking their pre-workout, they had a nootropic, and I remember I bought a tub. I thought it was cool. I'm like, man, this shit works. But then I started looking at the ingredients. I'm just taking another 400 milligrams of caffeine.
Really?
Dude, yeah, that's a lot. I mean, they had other vitamins and things like that, but nothing I'm not getting from a multivitamin. And that's where I kind of get a little confused about these nootropic. Like, I feel like the best nootropic's a good night's rest.
I would say that 90% of the time that I hear someone come out with like a brain stimulant or like this new vitamin product or anything, and they're a celebrity, I'm staying away from it.
Yo, it's bullshit.
It's a money grab.
Yeah.
Like almost 100% of the time. It's not like they have scientists that these giant companies don't have. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to invent anything new. Joe Rogan's not going to invent anything new.
Have you tried the Prime sports drink? The Jake?
No, I haven't. I heard it's got a shit ton of sugar in it, so I stayed away from it.
Same thing. My nieces and my nephews, they love it.
Yeah,
they love it.
Apparently, they've sold. They're like really big now.
Yeah,
like huge.
I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's not like back to Doja Cat. It's like her trajectory as an artist. I kind of think it's a little interesting because, like we were saying, she started off with a video on YouTube dressed like a cow, mooing, being just absolutely ridiculous.
Did she have like carrots in her nose or some shit?
I don't remember that part, but if she did, she's even cooler. Even if she did, she's even cooler. But then she kind of went on this mainstream pop route. And recently she's kind of turned her back on that in a lot of her most recent songs.
Turned her back on the pop or the comedy?
On the pop.
Okay, yeah.
I'd say going a little bit more back towards the comedy.
She made her back, and now she's going back towards what she likes.
Yes. And I think that's a cool type of thing to do.
Yeah.
But do you think that's the only route an artist can take to do what they really like? Do you think there has to be a disingenuine route to go into the mainstream to get your toes wet like that?
Do I feel like it's easier? Yes.
Easy. Okay.
Even making people hate you is a good way to
explain that one.
6ix9ine. Explain. You want me to explain it again?
You're right.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about that fool.
Yeah. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
I'm not gonna lie.
Lil Pump, come on.
Yeah.
Everybody hated him until they loved him.
Yeah. I was one of those people. I'm like, this song slaps.
Because he became a meme.
Yeah,
so
it was
quick.
ironic.
Yeah.
Liking him was ironic.
Yeah, once Gucci Gang came out, it was like everybody's like, who the fuck is this fool? And then everybody was like, oh, okay, like he's really entertaining though, so I can't keep my fucking eyes off of it.
Yeah.
Let's throw money at him. Let's keep watching his YouTube videos. Let's buy his CDs. It's like he's fun. That's what people want to see, you know.
As far as it goes to entertainment and music.
But I would definitely say that that's not the only way.
We saw Lil Pump live together. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, we did.
That guy was insane.
He actually was good.
He was so good. We had so much fun. And then I just remember the cartoonish moment of the night was when his hype man gave him a turkey bag full of weed, and he was just throwing it like snowballs into the audience. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was epic. I'm eating ice cream in the corner like, what the fuck am I watching?
No, because that's something that like because that was really early on in his career. What was that, 2018?
I think so.
Yeah, it was
either
2018 because we were
2017
supposed to see
or 18.
XXX Tentacion that
Yep.
night too, but he got arrested.
Yep.
We saw Gucci Mane that night. We saw Ray Shermer. We saw
Migos.
Trippie Redd for a split second.
Yeah.
We saw Migos.
To this day, I've never felt the electricity in a room like anything that's comparable to when we were listening to Migos and Hannah Montana came on. I hated that song until I heard it live. And now I'm like, let's go, Hannah Montana.
Fuck yeah.
Dude.
That was a good ass show. It was a good show.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I like rap music, but God, I never in a million years would have thought I would have ended up at a rap concert.
Yeah.
One of our friends, she wanted to go for her birthday. She managed to get our whole group together, which was tremendous. It was awesome. And it was crazy. Like a bunch of people rocking out to a song where it's literally repeating Miley Cyrus's Alter Ego from Disney Channel.
And that song actually came out a long time ago. I think that song came out like when we were in high school.
It went hard.
Yeah, and then they didn't really like blow up until, I mean, that was like a good song like for them, in terms of like getting their name out there, Hannah Montana. But nobody cared about them after that until Bad and Bougie came out, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?" I have the album on CD. I bought it. I was like, "This is one of the best trap albums I've ever heard."
Trap.
When it first came out.
Well, it's crazy because like a song that's like one of those cultural moments that I remember. It was around New Year's. I forget. I mean, it's whatever year that song came out, but I do remember it was around New Year's, and Bad and Bougie was popping off, and every bar we went to in San Diego or in Gaslamp.
Oh, that's right.
If it wasn't playing at the bar, the groups of people that were walking down the street were singing it together.
Oh, yeah.
And it was insane. I was like, I hadn't heard the song until that night. And then after that night, I'm like, I couldn't get enough. Mm-hmm. And it was crazy because like it's a cultural moment.
We were singing it all night.
Yeah.
All night.
Oh, yeah. And that's the crazy thing. Like it was everywhere you went.
Yeah, and then Curtis and Bree were there, and they were surprised I knew like every word. They kept making me do it.
You were pretty good at rapping those little songs, dude. I won't lie.
Remember them now.
You did put me on to a lot of that rap music, and I do appreciate that because that didn't turn into like the soundtrack to a lot of my exercise.
Yeah, I mean it's good for like all music is good for different energies, and for me at least, like I used to be the type of person that can listen to any type of music at any time.
Yeah,
but now I've learned a little bit better to tailor it to like kind of giving myself like a life soundtrack so that like it keeps me motivated to do the thing that I want to do at that moment. So if I want to work out, God forbid, I
God
ever do
forbid.
that.
Stupid.
No, just kidding. I need to, but if I, when I work out, I'll listen to hyper music.
Yeah.
When I'm, getting ready for stuff like this, like a podcast. We didn't do it today, but I think we already had good energy, so it wasn't a big deal, Like I like to like listen to trap music, get pumped up. Yeah. If I'm going to sleep, I'll listen to like waves and shit, like stuff like that,
Waves and shit.
Yeah. That's why I like having my window open when it's like windy outside. When I'm sleeping, because it kind of sounds like the ocean a little bit when it goes through the trees.
Yeah. I got
and I'm like, I just pretend like I'm near the ocean and I pass out.
I like to listen to, believe it or not, sad music when I'm working out.
You mean Ripley's Believe It or Not?
Believe it or not.
You said Believe It or Not what?
I like to listen to sad music when I work out.
Oh, when you work out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pump those tears out.
No, I'm not crying, but there's just something about an emotional song that I'm like, this gets me going.
Like heavy emotional or
it can be heavy emotional,
slow?
Heavy emotional.
Yeah. So you like Circus Survive type of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Dance Gavin Dance.
Oh my gosh.
I've heard you listen to Dance Gavin Dance.
Yeah, Taking Back Sunday. Yeah. I'll go back to like my old little pop rock emo roots. When I'm exercising. Chiodos, I'll throw it on.
Chiodos is a good one because it's fast paced.
Yes.
Yeah. If anybody doesn't like Chiodos, we'll have a talk.
Are you gonna fight them?
Yeah, I'm gonna form a line outside.
Chiodos was Anthony Green, right?
No, that was
Sauson. Oh my God. Okay, comedy and Circus Survive. That's who they were. Seosin talking about comedy and music. Do you remember their song, the "Show Me Your Booty Hole" song?
It sounds familiar.
That song, I remember showing that to my friends. Like I had it on their album. Like, this is so funny. Listen. And I'm giggling the whole time I was playing it for people. And it was just a song about booty hole. And it was like a parody rap song that they did.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, was it on Pop Goes Punk? Or no,
No, I don't think it was on any of those ones.
what was it called? Not Pop. There was Pop Goes Punk, but there was also something like Punk Goes Rap or something like that.
No, it's. I believe it's literally just it's just a YouTube song that they. Oh my god, I'm looking it up right now, and I'm like, yeah, it's just on YouTube, but it says funny song a friend let me listen to at school, like that. Me and this person were probably friends. I probably showed him the song. Well, look at this stupid song. Or there was a lot of those techno songs that came out too when we were in high school that were all like super silly.
Yeah. Well, that was among the time when a lot of like screamo, emo, hardcore, whatever kind of bands you want to call them, started getting into like incorporating techno music into their heavy music. Like remember like Enter Shikari?
Yeah. Oh my god, so good. I was trying to show my nieces that the other day. I was like, I would listen to Sorry You're Not a Winner before every tennis match.
But that was some of the first times that you heard like metal music being like techno, like
yeah, they had a synthesizer going through with their it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
One
of the first times I heard it.
You know that song, the Two Live Crew, Me So Horny? I'm not gonna sing it.
Two Live Crew?
Yeah, it's like an old school song.
It sounds familiar. Two Live Crew.
Oh yeah. Are you telling me that song?
I know what song you're talking about.
That is a funny song.
Yeah.
I don't think one bit of that song is serious.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, and the country loved it.
Well, actually, that's the thing. Is you know, it could be that the instrumentals were serious.
Oh yeah, the instrumentals.
But then they were like, "Fuck it, let's throw some funny shit over it."
Just right on top of it.
People are gonna love it.
Yeah,
people are gonna love it. If the beat's good, people are gonna like it. You could say almost no matter what, unless you like say some racist shit or something.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like just because there's a lot of songs that like Chips Ahoy, the commercial that they did with that the sexy song.
What?
Too. Shoot.
Are we sexualizing more late night treats?
Oh yeah.
We already did it to M&M, and now we're gonna do it to Chips Ahoy.
Oh dude, yeah. You don't remember?
I'd fuck a Chips Ahoy cookie.
There was like the whole commercial about Chips Ahoy being sexy. I don't know. I'm just trying to say.
I know. I want to know about this.
You've never seen it?
No.
I mean. The Chips Ahoy is seducing a guy. Yes, this used to come on commercials. Is there a way to clip it for the audience?
Yeah,
there's no way anyone's going to give a shit about this.
I'll throw it in a little bit, but it is fucking weird.
Dude, the girl goes to kiss the Chips Ahoy, and the whole time in the background, what song is that playing? Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
I don't remember the name of the song right now. Gosh damn it. Excuse me. I don't know. I feel like comedy and music go together really well.
They do, yeah. They do. I mean, even in other ways, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the times you see musicians don't... A lot of musicians that... I mean, at least the musicians that I've been fans of and the bands I've been fans of, they don't like to take themselves super seriously when they're on stage.
Yeah.
So in between songs, they'll like, you know, a little banter, play around, fuck around, you know, and then in comedy shows, you know, you have to play music to get you and the audience hyped up over this PA in order to get things going. So yeah, they mesh.
100%.
They mesh. Even the smallest forms.
Hell yeah. I like it. What do you think? Should we end it there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah, fuck these guys anyway.
What? Why?
I'm just kidding.
I had fun talking about it.
Yeah, I did too.
All in all, I feel like music and comedy are very similar, specifically in the performing arts type of thing, and in the sense that like you create it alone and then you present it to people. But the biggest thing, and that's where I think you and I disagree, because you're saying the feedback from an audience in real time is harder. I feel like having to criticize yourself before you put it out is harder. So I think it's pretty awesome.
We can touch base back on that after I think about it a little bit more. Yeah. We'll always get back to these topics probably.
Hell yeah.
And we could also talk about, you know, how a bunch of other mediums are similar to music and comedy as well.
Yeah, 110%.
Yeah, and we will get into that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 2 of the Medium Podcast. My name is Melissa Nami, and I thank you guys very much.
Thank you. I'm Connor. Thank you.